Predictions of another interest rate rise. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's look at this article discussing predictions of another interest rate rise. For those of you playing at home, the cash rate is sitting at 2.85%, which back in the day wasn't that bad a rate. But, well, in living memory, it hasn't been above that for some time. Okay, let's look at that spike there in that graph, guys. I'm actually having to update this graph every month. Oh, they're making it too hard for us YouTubers. We actually have to work instead of just ramble about stuff. So, economist warns a rate rise all but certain as house prices continue to fall. If we have a look here, this is from the ASX rate tracker, and as I grabbed this, well, today, the last data was from the 30th of November. According to this tracker, there's a 41% of no change and a 59% chance of an increase to 3.10%. Now, I wonder if they'll actually go to 3.1 or if they'll round it out to 3. We'll have to see. And if we jump over to this screen, we'll bring up trading economics, and let's look at Australia. We'll look at Australia here, and we'll go do interest rates. Let's see what they're predicting. Look at that. Look at that. The TE forecast is 3.1. The trading economic... wait a minute. No, sorry. The TE forecast is 3.25. The consensus is 3.1. So TE's been a bit higher for the last two. We'll have to see where it goes. So let's have a look. An economist has predicted there is more pain to come for homeowners as house prices continue to fall nationally. National home prices have fallen for the 8th consecutive month, largely due to rising interest rates, according to the latest data from PropTrack. That's what we saw yesterday, that purchasing power decrease, the decrease in purchasing power due to increasing interest rates, it's what's hampering people's ability to buy, not forced sales. That's what's bringing the prices down. But you've got to remember, the prices went batshit crazy, so even if they're going down, it's still nuts, okay? It's still nuts. It's still bullshit when you look at how much housing has gone up compared to other things. It's frustrating, working, having a business, taking on risk, and your house just sits there and it's doing better sometimes. Oh, it's pulling a cheeky couple hundred a year, not doing anything. That's the life. Almost as good as a civil servant or politician. So, a 0.16% drop was recorded nationally in November, with capital city prices down 3.09%, below their level a year ago. Oh no. Darwin, sorry guys, I'm not going to get excited about these falls because it's just gone up so high. Okay? If you're frustrated that you've lost money or that the value of a property is down and maybe you're in negative equity when you bought in the peak, you're just going to have to put up with it for a few years. That's it. Okay? Just deal with it. Darwin and Melbourne have the largest declines, but prices in Adelaide climbed 0.25% to a new peak. PropTrack senior economist Eleanor Craig said rising interest rates had quickly rebalanced the housing market following last year's extreme growth. National home prices have fallen for the 8th month in a row, with the fastest interest rate tightening cycle since the 90s, weighing on home prices in most parts of the country, she said. Though the pace of price falls remains significantly less than the larger falls seen in June and July when interest rates first started rising, the downturn has continued to deepen as interest rates continue to rise. Ms. Craig said a further 25 basis point increase in December, which would take the cash rate above 3%, was all but certain. With additional rate rises on the horizon, borrowing costs will continue to increase and maximum borrowing capacities will further reduce, she said. The significant reduction in borrowing capacities implies further price falls. But Ms. Craig predicted price falls were likely to ease once interest rates stopped rising next year. So we're going to see property take a shave, come back down. Interest rates are going to stop. If we have a recession, they may even go negative. Then what will happen to housing? Will it stop falling or will it jump back up? Is this the huge correction that people are hoping? No, it's not. It's not going to be the huge correction people are hoping. People aren't going to be forced out of their homes. What we'll see is it'll impact discretionary spending if people are tightening the budget because they're worried about their mortgage, meeting those repayments. Now, I don't know if we'll see it this Christmas. We may not see it this Christmas. Remember, a whole lot of people locked in at lower rates because we didn't believe low. Okay, so it's not making any impact. The goal is to hope that rates come back down again by the time you get off the fixed rate before you jump to a high variable, which isn't going to happen. You're going to have to get an increase because the fixed rates people were getting, some 1.8%, some 1.6%, some insanely low rates. It's just bullshit. You know it's fantasy land. We all know that. So we'll have to see if it plays out with retail discretionary spending this Christmas and what happens next year. So in Sydney, prices fell 0.14% and are now down 6.44. Yeah, 6.44, but how high did it go up? I mean, here you go. Look at this. This is annual change. Look at that increase. 30%. 30%. It's just FOMO. It was FOMO, easy money, locking people up so they couldn't spend it on anything. That's the greatest fear. If the property sector gets even more, we have real estate lockdowns. I'm only half kidding there. Could you see it? Oh, shit. To help the younger generations buy property, we're instituting a 6-month savings lockdown. You all have to stay home. You can't go more than 5 kilometers away from your house to save for that house deposit. If we need to prop up the falling housing market. We can't let the hard-working generations that bought houses years ago when you only needed one income to buy a house, we can't afford to let them suffer. You can only laugh, guys. You can't take it all too seriously. This is the thing. Media are always going to play up the crashes or the booms. That's how it is. Don't let it get to you. They've been dropping since March, and Sydney has experienced the greatest falls. Yeah, because it went nuts. Prices are plummeting fastest among expensive regions and property types as interest rates go up. Sydney, the priciest capital city nationally, is bearing the brunt of these effects. However, the pace of price falls has eased in Sydney from the fastest pace seen in June and July. A slight fall of 0.04. Are they even that accurate? In November, now has Brisbane at 2.71% below its peak, which was in April. Yeah, Brisbane, where I live, the property went bullshit. It just went insane. You could still buy something reasonably affordable. Those are probably appearing here. Yep. Okay, I got to turn off desktop sound. Anyway. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. Someone's updating something in an online system for a project, and I'm getting email updates. Brisbane is the second strongest capital city market, with prices up 4.27% over the past year. However, conditions in Brisbane have quickly shifted to the fast pace of rate rises. Perth, the WA capital, is holding up. Hang on, I'm going to close that. I think that's the noise. Perth, the WA capital, is holding up better than other capital cities despite a small drop of 0.04%. Has increased. Yeah, Perth is up. Brisbane is up. Darwin is up 0. Okay, I mean, compared to inflation, none of these things are up over the year. So they've all fallen in real terms. Melbourne is now 4.49 below November and 5.3% below their peak. Price falls are expected to continue in Melbourne in the period ahead as interest rates continue to rise, further reducing borrowing capacity. Adelaide, the strongest performing capital city over the past year, saw price rise 0.25% to another peak. Annual growth is 12.63%. Ah, shit. Poor Adelaide. It's gotten more expensive. You used to be able to. Here's the thing. You go to Adelaide. I went there for a holiday or at a function or event or visit family, and you look at prices around going, shit, that's looking good. It's the same thing when I was in Hobart. Oh, there was some good prices back there. I went to a student conference in Launceston and Hobart, and I was jealous of the property prices there. Hobart, a slip of 0.27%. Now is Hobart at 2.92%, below its peak. However, prices remain 1% higher than levels seen last November and are up 43% from pre-pandemic levels. 43%. And the pandemic was only a couple of years ago. 43%. This ain't some shit token. Okay? This is the thing when everyone is saying housing is a Ponzi scheme. The thing is, with housing, houses are useful. You actually need them. If you buy in a house, you're living in it, and you're in negative equity. So long as you keep making the repayments, everything's going on, no one's going to care. You just, oh no, I've lost some paper money. If the real outcome of that is people will stop pissing money away on useless stuff you don't need. You won't go shopping and go, I don't know, buying the let me think of something really stupid. Laminex? No, not Laminex. A unicorn diamond encrusted iPhone case. Can you tell I've got daughters? Not a chance they're ever going to buy that with my... I won't let them. Prices in Canberra were flat, dropping 0.02. I mean, that's barely nothing. Prices are still 4.2% below the peak in March. Are their peak level in November. So let's have a talk about this, guys. So there you go. Predictions of a rate rise, all but certain as house prices are falling. This is similar to what we were looking at yesterday with ANZ predicting a fall and then a bounce back in property. That seems to be the common argument here. Now, you've got to take this. Be skeptical. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, honestly. I can see it happening. I mean, here's the thing: if there's ever, you've got to realize there's a lot of support for property with regards to political will, with regards to increased immigration, and new build costs increasing due to legislation. We also have building costs are going to go down. So that's good. That will hopefully bring prices down. But you've got a decrease in supply because builders are going bust. So it's an interesting market to watch. What do you reckon, guys? As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. I would be shocked if we don't get an interest rate rise this month. But hey, maybe they want to wait and see. You never know. As always, thanks for watching. Check out my other channels, HeiseBim and HeiseSays International. And if you're a fan and want to support us, you can financially via YouTube or Patreon, using our referral links, buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.